fuck's sake, this bitch again.
You're not 19 forever. And pull yourself together. It's a good tune, guys.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's all right. It's average. It's average. Just like the length of our penises.
Speak for yourself.
Some above, some below. Some just right. It's like the fucking three little bears of dicks over here.
Well, that should be the name of our after night podcast.
The world needs balance. So you got like normal sized dick like yours, and then like a fucking massive dick like mine. You know what I mean? You need balance.
Well, someone's a confident lad. Just
I'm all
remember,
balls, mate. Don't worry about it.
Filled a pram. Tonight, Tilt sponsors Dead Man's Fingers Spiced Rum.
Nice.
And Coke, also known as Martin.
Cuba Libre.
Hit that intro music.
Or not.
Yeah, honestly, that's the thing. That is the thing. I watched the last episode, the NXT episode, and it just randomly went in at some point, which is great because now you're just ribbing me constantly. But I suppose we should thank everybody that has shown their love and support on the NXT in Your House episode. And we look forward to future opportunities covering modern day era event gimmicks. That should be pretty cool, right? Yeah,
throw some suggestions if there's anything you want us to cover modern day, and we'll see what we can do. Try it out.
Absolutely.
That's all he's got to say about that.
I kept running.
This could be like some of these sides that end up on a t-shirt soon.
It's like generation game.
Literally, yeah. We could play that with the amount of gimmicks that we've got. And mentioning gimmicks.
What, the hot tag reviews fucking bingo game?
Oh, mate.
We print off a card with just random sayings. Present. There you go, Chris. Episode, first person to fill the card wins something.
That's brilliant.
I like it. Write that down.
Oh, give me a minute.
Bring your boards on, so you don't forget.
So, you know, lads, it was Father's Day recently.
Okay, Father's Day.
Which means I've got a little addition to add to the box of gimmicks. So shout out to Bella because she understands that I'm a wrestler. Martin, he doesn't just live on your shelf. He lives on my cup too. Because that's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Who
show me up close. What is it? Is it the
is that like a micro brawler?
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
That's actually quite good.
It's brilliant.
That's really good.
Love it.
Dad's a wrestler, so I bought a wrestler in it, and then happens to be Maui. So I see what's happening here.
Well, it's funny, lads. It's funny you say that because, like, as Mark has Rock on his shelf normally, Rob's now got it on his shelf. That right there is a picture of a Rock on
Somebody say it's a stone.
It was that I was going to like Tooth Fairy. Yeah, your choice.
Nice. Tooth Fairy, also Stephen Merchant, shout out to him. And obviously, as it was Father's Day, just like, you know, the good people of Merry Hill, East Central, Max Spielman, they had a code running. They still have the code running. It is the best code in the world, obviously. It is Hot Tag 10. It's on the board, right in front of you. Get yourself down there to get all of the gimmicks at 10% less, whether that be photo gifts, prints, frames, ID, or portraits.
Whatever you want.
Tonight, we will crown a king. The king of the ring. Tonight, 4 men go into hell. And only 1 man will get fucked up by a crown. That should have been the promo for this event.
Hit that intro music.
Oh, no.
No, that'd be brilliant, though, if Vince is out of nowhere, just like, hit that intro music. Just Vinced over the fuck out of it. It'd be amazing.
We're going to talk about Vince. We are going to talk about Vince, that's for sure.
That motherfucker.
But we've stepped into John's DeLorean. We are back with the World Wrestling Federation for episode 19 of Hot Tag Reviews, pay-per-view reviews. A lot of reviews there going on. I'll shorten that down to HTR next time, I promise. Yeah. It's the 1997 King of the Ring from Providence Civic Centre, Providence, Rhode Island, June 8th, 1997. The attendance is a bit bullshit. So there was definitely 9,312, I think, is the overall figure that I've got from most places on the internet. Some places they drew 13,000. They didn't. It's a 16,000 arena. They didn't fucking sell out. Although Vince McMahon called it a capacity crowd throughout the event. Nah, you didn't sell out.
It's probably his capacity he put out.
It was the on-camera capacity.
Oh, it was the staff, innit? The staff.
Yeah.
He always counts the staff.
Yeah.
They count towards the attendance.
He counts as 20. He counts as 20 people.
Pay-per-view buy rates not looking good either. 140,000 versus 160,000 the previous year. So 20k down again. It's an interesting time for the World Wrestling Federation, and we're gonna talk about a lot of interesting shit during this podcast. I'll have
Yeah. Can I just say as well? You want to say about
there? Yeah.
Like counting staff, this has just come to me. Do you think WWE at some point had when you have a clean desk policy where you're supposed to clean all your shit off the desk? It's got to clean. They've had that for ring. They've had that for ringside, haven't they? Because back in '97, there's about fucking 25 to 30 people ringside of the security rail, just doing fucking nothing.
Holding cables.
Yeah, holding cables and pulling and doing this and mate, they're all in fucking WWF t-shirts.
Yeah,
just doing fuck all,
just sitting around the blue gimmicks.
You know what I mean? It just seems like there's not that many more. There's not that many around nowadays. You know what I mean? So obviously technology's advanced, so they probably don't need all these different people, but it just seems like there's loads of people. It's like littered with fucking people. Yeah, all around the ringside.
Do you think though photographers don't really happen as they used to at this time? I mean, I think they show it in the show. There's nowhere near as many commentators ringside.
Yeah.
Like all the grips was like, I'm on the cable, I'm a big fella. Why do you need that? It's called gaffer tape, mate. Your job's just been taken by fucking tape. You know, so.
Well, apparently, from what I've seen with the latest Drew McIntyre little segment that I've seen, they don't put them round the ringside; they put them under the fucking ring nowadays.
God.
Just tape it down.
Yeah,
it'll be fine. Tape it down.
Trick shot. No, missed.
You definitely missed. He missed massively. The voiceover guy is back to give it. There's a target. There's a target.
So completely threw it off.
Oh fucking hell! What am I doing now?
That's my small dick energy talking.
So, voiceover guy is back to give the intro of a lifetime for the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin, who are now the current tag team champions. That's news. That's new news. Yeah. We'll dissect that a little bit later. Farouk will take on the Undertaker for the title. Them words come out of my mouth. Paul Bearer's back. He's alive. Jerry Lawler is in a match as Jerry Lawler, Triple H, Arthur Johnson, and Mankind are shown to be the King of the Ring hopefuls.
I'll sort it out for next week.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Love it. Love everything about it. I'm definitely fucking the recording up there doing all of this, but Mark, this one's for you. It's about the free-for-all. I'm not sure if you know this or not. But there was a tag team match on the free-for-all where the headbangers defeated Jesse James and Bart Gunn in 6 minutes and 10 seconds. What the fuck is he teaming with the wrong gun for? What's that all about?
Who was this? You went a bit stutter then.
Yeah. Sorry. So, Headbangers defeated Jesse James
and Bart Gunn.
In 6 minutes then. What was he with the wrong gun?
You have to get through all the guns to find the right gun, don't you?
Yeah.
Nice.
You don't pick up one. You don't pick up one gun and that's
no. You don't pick up one gun and think this is my forever gun. You have to work your way through different guns. You have to pick them up. You have to get the feel. You have to go out into the field and just see how you work together.
How they clean.
Yeah. You have to clean them. Put that pipe cleaner all inside and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, gun oil. Yeah.
Gun oil. Yeah.
Have you played Red Dead Redemption?
That's what we call that.
I have. I played it. It's good.
That's where my knowledge of guns comes from. My knowledge of guns come from like Doom in '93, so it's sort of like just press a button and shoot. So I'm glad.
Hashtag reload.
No reloading, Doom. Never reload.
Try your target again.
Trick shot. That was closer.
No, it was better. It's getting there. You might bang it in by the end of the night. And yes, that is what she said. What's that royal music all about? To enter us into the show with Pyro.
Is King of the Ring?
Yeah. It's regal. It's meant to be like, we're crowning a new fucking monarch.
Okay.
That's exactly what we do. I was thinking.
Yeah. So you two are a fan of this royal music? Not out of place in 1997? With the attitude that we're going in the direction that we're heading?
I've got to think song commentary. This pay-per-view took fucking 3 steps back, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So, of course, you're expecting it, definitely.
Yeah.
You're right, and that is the next point. So, Vince McMahon's back on commentary. When I look at the audience, though, there is a clear shift. It's not kids and families anymore. There's a few of them, don't get me wrong, but we are seeing teenagers, adult young males adults, in the crowd, young adults, exactly. So there's definitely a shift in the crowd. JR's alongside Vince, who then walks us over. Like, he literally announces the Spanish announce team, Tito Santana. Again, I'll ask, where the fuck is Hugo? Where is Hugo? I want Hugo back, and I want him back now. Alongside Carlos Cabrera. And then, of course, the team of Ray Rougeau and the one, the only, John Bastard, who are completing the French-Canadian announce team. Vince McMahon is hyped to fuck. And then, and for good reason here, I suppose, Mark, he does lose his shit when Ahmed Johnson's music hits. And we're right out the gate here, Mark, because Ahmed, as Vince McMahon calls it, Ahmed, get in your face, Johnson. What the actual fuck? Let's talk about that, clearly.
He's flinging any piece of shit he can throw at the wall, hoping something will stick.
He's definitely had a few fucking wet dreams over Ahmed Johnson, ain't he?
Beef!
Definitely.
Beef! That's all he sees. Right there, Rob.
Nearly lost some of that run. Unbelievable.
What the fuck? I know we talk about Ahmed Johnson a lot, because I know, Rob's a big fan of Ahmed Johnson, but what?
Can we just stop right there for just 1 second? Because I need to explain that we're on a Zoom call, okay? So we all have names on this Zoom call, and I haven't introduced our names today. I've fucked it up again. I've remembered the sponsorship. I remembered to thank people. Haven't remembered to introduce ourselves. I'll get to that, okay? But for the purpose of this Zoom meeting, Martin likes to change his name on a weekly to pop the boys as he comes in. Tonight's rendition is Ahmed Johnson Fanboy.
Beautiful.
I want to get on that train. I want to get on that train, don't I? I want to get on. I keep missing it. I keep missing it. I want to get on the train. I can't quite get on it.
You're going down. On that note, I am Rob Campbell alongside.
I am the Ahmed Johnson fanboy for one night and one night only.
Daniel Cornfield. That's it.
He lost his evidence against the French and everything.
I never lose that.
He's got his box on.
Oh, fucking Daniel John bastard son Cornfield.
Okay. But Ahmed Johnson, right? He's got I know we
talk how over is he though?
He's very, very over, and
his crowd were very nice. They were very kind to him.
It felt sorry for him, so they were really nice to him.
Yeah.
Do you want an ice cream?
Do you want a hug, Ahmed?
Yeah, like your nan used to slip you some money, really dodgily,
Yeah. Don't tell your dad.
drug deal going on.
He'll gamble that away. Don't tell your dad.
But like Ahmed Johnson, like I don't know if he's got like two knee pads on each thigh, isn't he, this time? I can't remember if he's got that all the time. Has he got that all the time?
Yeah.
Two on each one.
Mr. 99 red knee
I thought he only had one knee pad.
No.
On each one.
Yeah.
No,
he also
two. Okay.
Did you notice he had like knee support on under his knee pads? He had a blue knee support.
He didn't have any knee pads on his knees, though.
Why did he have a blue knee support when his colour scheme's clearly red and black?
Because he's fucking thick.
So we picked this up on the NXT episode where we rated some of the gear out of how many jams. How many jams does Ahmed Johnson's gear get?
I am in the queue the next day, outside her house, waiting for my fucking refund. And I want my bus fare.
You can't really give it a Jans rating for Ahmed Johnson because his gear's 50% trace, so you have to give it like a trace Jans review. In that case, it's 2.5. It's 2.5 trans days.
Fucking Bellendies.
So,
but he's over.
He's massively over. It's ridiculous.
Loved him.
Yeah.
Howard Finkel, he's back.
Really?
Two jobbers open the door on the entranceway who are not the Hardy Boys. So, yeah, Triple H and Chyna were both as jacked as one another for me. And that's not an exaggeration. She was jacked.
I think they were bench pressing each other backstage before they come out to get like a last second pump.
I agree.
Lie back, bare naked, one hand on the bottom of your back, one hand on your shoulders. Give me 3 reps and let's get out there.
Literally. So we're into match 1. It's King of the Ring semi-final. It's Ahmed Johnson versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley with Chyna. Mike Yoda's your referee. A kid can be seen in the crowd mouthing Ahmed Johnson is the best at the very beginning. What's your thoughts and opinions on that?
It was Martin.
The kids are obviously stupid, are they? So.
And that's all he's got to say about that.
The kids don't know anything, do they?
No.
Kids think that fucking sticking stuff in your ear holes is fucking good idea, but there you go.
And if anything, Scary Movie 2 proved that completely wrong.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you know, you know. Who dis? So we learn more about the street gang of Ahmed Johnson this time round.
Yeah.
They're called the Bloods. He's also one of 8 kids, we're told, too, Martin. What do you make of that? Do you see any of them making an appearance in Harlem Heat 2000? Or
I don't know, but
that's right, motherfuckers. That's right. I fucking know what's coming. I fucking know.
Oh, I wanted that to be such a surprise as well.
It was when I watched it. I was like, fuck, shit's about to get a hell of a lot worse for us as we go along on this road.
Yeah.
What happened to Pearl Harbor? Did you get fucking injected with pure butter? Like fucking blue. I got robbed! Take that off your bingo list if you've got someone popping Rob.
If you will. I think Triple H put this whole match together and I thought it was really, really good for what Triple H put into it. The match only lasts 7 minutes and 42 seconds and about 5 minutes into it, Ahmed is blowing to fuck.
Yeah.
He clearly cannot go any longer than a squash match at this point in time. Kidney injuries, fitness issues, loads of different reasons. Technical difficulties. Your internet connection is unstable. Ivan Putski is to blame for Ahmed Johnson, then, yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Do you blame the trainer for giving them the tools and then they decided to become shit? If they were given the best start, do you then blame the trainer or do you blame the person that took that advice and shit it up the wall?
Goes both ways, doesn't it, I think?
Blame a bit, both.
So would you say Ahmed Johnson is out of breath and he's blowing up?
Because of Ivan Putska.
In general.
He blames him directly for his cardio.
He's absolutely fucked after 5 minutes, and it goes dead dangerous because it's a scissor kick that was really, really, really dangerous. And he just gets lazier and lazier, and Triple H is calling back body drops on them, thinking, be careful, Paul. Fuck me.
Yeah.
How are you still around after trying to put this big motherfucker over?
Yeah.
I agree. He's cerebral. The one thing I caught in the commentary,
he's cerebral. I like that.
One thing in the commentary, they said McMahon called him the game.
Yesterday.
They were talking about the game.
Oh, okay.
They're saying that it is a student of the game. And then JR's talking about how he's such a cerebral wrestler. Now, I don't know if this is them sort
planting
of like
the seeds.
Planting the seed. But I noticed that and I was like, ooh.
No, this is just Triple H back in, like, later on in the a few years down the line, watching all of his matches back, jacking off to himself, thinking, oh, yeah, somebody said that about me. Oh, yeah, I'm going to call myself that now. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah. Either way, though, like, I thought it was like, again, hindsight watching this is we know what's going to happen and what names he goes under. But I just thought that was like a nice little pre-nod, shall we say, if you will.
If you will.
So the match, Triple H is dead good, Ahmed is dead shit. Let's not talk about Ahmed Johnson no more.
Pretty much. There's a slight distraction by China. Rough pedigree. He's hit for the 3 count. And then...
Rough pedigree. Pedigree was fucking good.
Oh, I bet you loved it, didn't you? You dropped him straight on his fucking forehead.
Kept the fucking hook on the arms.
That was all on the knee. He took all that on his left knee. See how he landed. He took the bump on his knee.
He did a caney.
He was the same pedigree as us.
Ahmed took the fucking pedigree on his left knee.
He took it more or less head first, really.
Looked like he took it on his knee to me.
Because I know you're tired, 11 days straight at work and all of that bollocks, and you've only watched it earlier today, like. But he didn't let go of the hook. It was almost, like that jobber that he did on Superstars the once.
Yeah. Oh, the guy turned it into a pole driver.
Literally, yeah.
That was awesome.
It's a bit like that, man. Anyway,
I think he did it to Jericho as well, didn't it? At some point in the future, he didn't unhook him when he first came over. So
stiffed him.
Yeah.
So after the 3 count, they're pedaling up the aisle, and all of a sudden, Ahmed Johnson is chasing after him, fuming about it. Really. Literally 7 minutes 42 seconds. I have given it 1 star.
I agree. I've given it 1 star. My pros are absolutely brilliant pedigree. I put brilliant pedigree, and then in commas I put fully hooked, 0 fucks. I love it.
0 fucks given.
Merch alert.
Fully hooked, 0 fucks.
Triple H gives 0 fucks about burying people.
Yeah, and then I put Ahmed Johnson sold fuck all in the match. Fuck him. Yeah, because at the end he was running down the aisle. And he just then, he forgot where he was because there's cameras still there. He ran into the entrance bit, and then he just started walking, because he thought he was off camera. Just run yourself until you know you're not in the fucking eye.
Run until you're in the parking lot, dickhead.
Yeah, and then keep running. I was run.
Forrest Gump reference on your bingo card.
I can't keep up with this tonight. I tell you, I can't keep up.
I went 1 star as well. Fucking Triple H was on point here, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Ahmed Johnson turned up and then quickly fucking left.
Yeah. That 1 star for me is all Triple H, by the way.
Yeah, I totally agree. What you call it? I still think Ahmed Johnson was recovering from that gauntlet match he did. That's why he's still blowing. That's my opinion. He's never recovered from 3 matches in one night.
You think about that, watching him month on month. He did about 16 minutes last month.
Yeah.
He got through them.
Yeah.
That's the best way that we can put it. But he's really struggling to do 7 minutes the following month. It's
because he's gone for the easy option, and he's obviously blowed up on fucking injections or something, ain't he?
Yeah,
he hasn't got cardio. You can look as big as you want, but if you ain't got no cardio, what the you fucking worthless.
We hope you enjoyed the Ahmed Johnson segment of the show. We quickly move on to Mankind, who is immediately making his entrance following the match. Martin's happy about that. Footage is shown of Mankind beating Savio Vega to advance. He cuts a promo about Uncle Paul being gone, how he wants him there, but he's got more important things to do. Fans are cheering him more and more throughout the match. I think Vince pops at Mick legit. He sort of just like laughs at him, like, I don't know. It felt quite legit at one point.
Was it when he made that like self-deprecating joke about himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could tell he said that like, I'm going to pop Vince, watch this.
Absolutely. And he did. Say, so he did.
I think all my notes was just like Todd. Like all I'm there for Todd.
Todd, so 5-star Pettingale has turned up.
Fucking Todd Senpai, Todd my senpai. Fucking, oh man. We had last show was fucking, you know, in your house, Todd Pettingale nowadays. Now we get fucking, could not have ripped my cock off faster to seeing Todd. I love Todd. All about the Todd.
That's how you really felt. I had it done. Okay, no.
Yeah. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay, now, before we get on to Todd, just this comment about the promo that basically Mankind mentions both him and King walking around stark naked. He then hits a bang bang and then quotes some song gimmick. It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Then he gets better because, like you say, Todd 5-star Pettingale turns up. He's here with the King. King basically says, "Fuck off, mate." You see him beating Goldust to advance, and then that roll down the ramp. That was class.
Rolling,
that was so good.
Rolling. He was rolling and rolling.
We got a merch alert. It's then when Marlena steps on him with the heel. That must have been horrible. Horrible. King literally tells Todd to fuck off, makes his way to the ring, cutting a promo. His music hits. Peons, that's all he says. He literally loves it. Is it still 1993? Is the question. Also, Burger King gimmicks. Again, yeah. Is it still 1993? He then calls one bird a prostitute, a bloke a criminal, before he shoots on JR and Mankind. McMahon was nearly corpsing when he was shooting on JR. Send for the man. But then, did you catch him when he says to Vince, if Mankind wasn't in the World Wrestling Federation, you'd be the ugliest man here, McMahon? I was like, what the fuck is going on?
That's proper King, though. Yeah. That's what he continued on all the way through. You know, that was that type of comment. Brilliant.
Yeah, he literally started at WrestleMania 13, and there's no going back now, is there, for King? Yeah. So we're into match 2, King of the Ring semi-final. It's Mankind versus Jerry the King Lawler. Your referee is Jack Doan. The match is a standard match of punching and kicking from the King, really, more so than anything. He then starts to go after the half an ear of Mick, even biting. JR decides to tell us that King was a former disc jockey. I was like, oh, right, okay, DJ King over here. The head into the steps, followed by throwing Mick backwards twice into the rails, was just brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Dedication, I love it.
Loved it. Pile driver on the floor, though. I was like, fucking hell. And then he's looking for the counter victory, which he doesn't get. And then this is probably the thing that I didn't agree with in the match is Mick kicking out of a second pile driver back in the ring. Yeah, I don't know.
See, this is the thing that they put it over that's his finisher, and he's just hitting on the outside as well.
Exactly.
Do you think
and you've nearly got a 10 count on that?
He barely got a 6. That was what I mean. He didn't stay. If that had been like a close 10, I'd have brought that. But okay, Mankind's like a crazy guy. Like he can take pain. I can accept him getting a close, not like a 5 though. And then just to kick out of a second, I thought I was watching Hawk wrestle from Legion of Doom, kicking out of a pile driver that quick.
I think the mindset behind this must be like obviously King's probably on his way out now. The only other like decent match he had was with Michael Cole at WrestleMania, but we'll talk about that in the future. But
I thought the ladder match he had with Miz at Raw. That was pretty good, actually.
But do you think he's got this this mentality of like, oh, let's try and make mankind into this like psycho, like never say die, you know? And he's sort of giving him the rub to say, you know what, have this. I don't need this pole driver to put myself over. I'm just thinking that might be the mentality behind it, to put him in that situation where this has been a big thing for Jerry the King Lawler for so many years. Let's give this back and put him out. You know, because King's, like I say, I'm ready to do my stuff on the desk.
I want to sit on the
here's me. You pass a bit of the torch over and use me to get you hired. You know what I mean? Or something. That's what I was thinking.
This is the weird thing, though. This is the thing, though. At this time as well, they've just started airing the JR talks with Mankind.
Yeah.
So I think this is sort of like a direct commentary of his sort of rise as a face. So I think it was like Jerry, like, okay, well, they're gonna hate me anyway. I'm gonna give him reason.
Yeah,
I'll put him over strong for the final.
Yeah,
so he can go in legitimate, because he's still selling his neck, which I'm like, that's still respecting the move, but you got in the ring really quickly after and kicked out.
That's what makes me think.
So it's sort of a bit of a half and half.
Yeah, a bit more of a bigger picture than.
Yeah, which is quite good though. Like I think Mick Foley's quite a respectful man when it comes to sort of elders in wrestling. So I think that was his way.
He understands, so don't he?
Yeah, exactly.
King outsells HBK on the leg drop. Fuck you, Hogan. We do get a botch, but then we get the mandible claw for the win. 10 minutes, 24 seconds. Mick Foley and, or should I say, Mankind and Hunter Helmsley have advanced. They will meet later in the final. I've given this one 1.5 stars.
No way. That's what I put as well.
Fuck you now.
I gave it 2 stars.
Okay.
I actually really like Jerry Lawler's working as a heel, like very old school, but it wasn't slow.
Yeah,
it always felt like he was doing something.
For me, there just wasn't enough content. There wasn't enough in it. There was a lot of crowd work and there was a lot of selling. I don't know. There just wasn't enough in it for me. Like for it to be more. If there's more in it, I could have rated it a bit more, I think. But for what it was, I think it worked. Yeah, what was it? 7 minutes as well. How long did that go?
10 minutes 24.
Oh, okay.
Didn't feel too long though, did it?
No,
it felt a lot shorter than that.
Yeah, it felt a lot shorter than the first match.
Yeah,
it felt a lot shorter.
He did.
But I think that's Foley willing to take a few more questionable bumps.
And as well,
it's always pop you.
Yeah, it's the botch swinging net breaker as well that's doing it for me.
I thought that was his new finish. I thought he'd come up with some indie fucking spinning net breaker gimmick.
Yeah, he just did it. It was just like he lost a bit of the like.
Just went to shit, didn't he?
Yeah, he just lost a bit of it for me.
Someone in 10 years' time was on the indies just looking at it, went, that's my finish. That's a good move. Right there. Right there. That's my career.
So we move on to the loose cannon.
Stay 4 North.
What?
That's his career.
Loose cannon. And he's got all of the gift faces. Literally so many facials, it's ridiculous. 5-star Todd's back. Austin does catch up with Pillman and gives him a swirly.
Fuck off. Austin had a fucking beautiful gift face.
Oh,
and he popped up over his shoulder. That was like
it was almost as iconic as Undertaker with AJ Styles in that fucking Boneyard match.
Oh no, yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever explained this. There was a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view that I once watched with Jig and Kelsey.
I still remember when Undertaker tossed you off, tossed Mankind off for you.
Hell in a Cell. But you can't at his day. But the camera work was on point because like the lighting underneath the cell was like lighting up Triple H, and it looked like he became like a neon Hulk Hogan because like his mustache went like pure, like as if he was turning Super Saiyan. But like Undertaker got up off a kick out, and he had the best face. It was like I have to find the clip of it because I fucking lost my shit laughing.
Proper Phil Jones.
Oh, absolutely. There was something in the air that night.
All right, Phil Collins, how you doing?
I don't care which one.
Just a little bit about Brian Pillman, because this
Yes.
I don't know where we are in the timeline.
Pillman.
We're about 2 months out from him passing away.
Wow, is it really that close to it happening?
Yeah, it was the Ground Zero pay-per-view, you see, that it happened. And shit. I think we've got Canadian Stampede followed by Ground Zero. And so Pillman, the original plan for Pillman on this show was to finally face Austin. So this was, this was going on since Pillman turned up, really, in '96.
Yeah.
And his ankle was, never really in good enough shape for him to work a match. And that was the problem that they were finding with Pillman. And
prescribed drugs, wasn't it? You know what I mean?
It was everything.
Yeah,
absolutely everything. And I just think that although the ankle injury didn't kill him, I definitely think the effects that after that led to his decision to take his own life, which is a massive, massive shame and a big, big loss. It's still to this day, really. I mean, I know his son, he's doing well now in AEW.
Yeah,
I think I have met him. I think wasn't memorable, clearly.
Wow.
Awkward, really, Eddie. Awkward. Sorry, mullet.
And he's going around. He's going around telling all his mates in AEW that he's met RC Chaos. You're there going, I think I've met him at some point.
He's like, you're joking about mullet. He's there like, fucking climb over.
Yeah.
He jumped.
Wow.
Yeah, but look at that line, lads. That fucking line's on point. You can't deny that shit. That's good, that is.
Do you want to put over the hairdresser?
Yeah, absolutely. Men's Barbers, College Road, Birmingham. Get on down to her. Absolute legend. Fucking knows exactly what I want. I went in there first time after lockdown. I went, let's go with a 2 on the side, and she went, are you sure? I was like, that's what I normally have there. And she was like, I'm sure you normally have a 1. And I was like, let's go with a 2, because obviously my hair was long. I wasn't sure how it was going to be, and blah blah blah. I went back the next week and got a 1 because I was like, she was right. She's a legend. She the man.
At men's
barbershop, College Road.
I've had your haircut twice in a week. Fucking hell. What have you become?
I needed to sort that shit out. So yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, rip Brian Pillman.
Yeah.
Pull one out. Why not?
You've had Croninge in there, Don?
Nah, it's fuck all. Just VOD. No, just VOD. Wow.
It don't count if it's clear.
I want the Bobby Heenan.
Bobby Heenan over there, yeah, exactly. Nah. So the nation's music does hit, and finally, I can fucking say there was no rapping. Finally. Look, there was a lot of firings and releases during this period of time, and that was because of the financial strain that the competition were putting on the Fed. Yep. So there was some non-important talent, or, perceived to be non-important, such as a ring announcer called Bill Dunn, for example. Always played back up to Howard Finkel, probably did the house show circuits, blah, blah, blah. Tony Schimmel, fancy a job? Probably did, and probably got that job. There was also renegotiations. The most famous one that you've probably heard of is Bret the Hitman Hart, because, we can't honor your contract. You'll get the money, but over a longer period of time.
20 years.
Or I'm happy for you to go and negotiate with WCW.
If you will,
Brett, if you will. JR, for example, and this was him exactly shooting from the hip himself on his Grinning JR podcast with Conrad. He took a 30k per year pay cut. So it wasn't just Bret Hart that was affected by this. There was loads of people being renegotiated. JJ Dillon, for example, fucked off because he couldn't afford to take the pay cut. So he stormed out. He was a road agent talent back then. And there was also house show cutbacks where road agents such as Chief J Strongbow and George the Animal Steel were both affected by this as well. Therefore, that brings me on to JC Ice and Wolfie D. Had their last match against the Legion of Doom on Raw. They got annihilated, and then they left the company. Yeah. But in other news, I'm really glad that I don't have to listen to him anymore.
I sort of like heard it. I was like, Nation. I heard the Nation domination thing here, and I was like, here it comes. What the fuck?
I was I
think I've actually got a little bit of a Stockholm syndrome now because I've got used to hearing it with the rap. It's all one of them things like your mind always hears it in a certain way. It's like the Shawn Michaels music, for instance. Which version do you hear? Do you hear the one where he sang it?
Sexy
or
girl.
Sherry?
Him.
I hear Sherry. I hear the Sherry version.
Shawn!
Yeah.
I like crows. I like
the hub version. I like the hub version. Where Mark likes fucking sexy Kurt.
Sexy Kurt.
You make your ankle hurt.
But you know, the Nation's taking it takes obviously there's new things are happening and it like I say, there's change up, the switches up, them have gone. It's going to change. It's a good time.
Don, we were talking before Martin joined the chat, and I think you were telling us, you were telling me something about the Nation and the following night on Raw.
Yeah. Do you want me to go? It's a bit spoiler for.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, so this is the last night of this version of the Nation.
She's great.
So after
great news that is for me.
So what happens after this night is everyone from the Nation, with the exception of D-Lo, is fired. So D-Lo's the only one that's being kept on. I think he's in kicked off, and now we can actually do it as a proper job, which great news for him. Then there's 2 new members added to the Nation the week after. One of them, which Mark's going to love, is Ahmed Johnson. And I forget who the 4th member is.
Common Mustafa.
And Common Mustafa, yes, well done.
It's easy.
But then Savio and Crush will then make their own factions, and then we get what potentially could have been one of the best storylines going.
Bonus points done for the name of the 2 factions.
Disciples of the Apocalypse, which was Crushes, and Los Boricuas, which was Savio Vega's.
People of Puerto Rico, that stands for.
Ah. And Disciple of Apocalypse is not a rip-off at all of Sons of Anarchy, as it came before. Of course it's
not, yeah.
Not the slightest. If anything,
they patented it,
they fucking ripped off WWF.
Yeah.
Imagine that, though, Vince just like, put me in the show.
God damn it. So
anyway, Sam Crow.
Mentioning the Nation and mentioning Crush, this is his final match as a member of the Nation then. So Crush with the Nation takes on Goldust with Marlena. Jim Corderas is the ref. It's an aggressive start to the match. JR makes a really ill-timed comment. He says, I can assure you, Pillman is about suicidal right now.
Yes.
Also, what is the fucking point of this match?
Yeah.
While we're here,
I didn't write anything down for this match. It's just
JR then makes that reference by saying, if you will, and Vince absolutely corpses, legit corpses at JR on the announce desk. It's fantastic.
I'm sorry, like JR was on fucking form tonight.
He was.
Like he had to be.
He had to be.
He didn't have Lawler to back him up. He had to deal with Vince, who's doing play-by-play.
Yeah.
But I love the fact is JR, which one thing I love, especially this time, he's telling you stuff about the wrestlers you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And we talked about Mike Tenay.
He was a talent guy.
He was doing a Tenay thing. But he was
doing a Tenay thing, you're right.
He was what you call it, the head of talent recruitment, I believe. Yeah, talent relations at the time. So he would know this knowledge about them.
Yeah.
which I love that. Like any little like tidbit about a wrestler, I love that.
Yeah.
The reason that he was doing it is because they were shifting to a reality-based storytelling model rather than this. Look, we've got a plumber who wrestles, for example, or look, we've got a man who's half a man and half a ball.
Yeah. We have a Mountie and a prison cell officer.
And don't forget the prisoner.
The prison bitch.
Well,
that was the storyline, wasn't it? That he was a little bitch in prison and Bossman beat him up.
Yeah. Look, Zoom asked for consent, but D'Lo Brown and Clarence Mason did not ask for consent as they approached Marlena. Look, let's get over it. Let's get over this one. There's a DDT for the finish, which I was like, oh, okay.
That was nice DDT, actually.
Yeah.
The match went 9 minutes and 56 seconds. It felt like 10 minutes worth of rest holds during this one. 0 stars. Also, Goldust kisses Marlena. Fuck off. I ain't interested. 0 stars.
Well, I give it half a star purely because of Marlena. To be honest.
Good.
And I put the brilliant finish. I love a DDT finish. So, yeah, DDT for the finish. And as well, I loved the change in. This is like the first time I think we've seen on pay-per-view the change of Goldust, like the black coming in, his makeup and his gear. He's got rid of the white and gold or the silver and gold, and he's brought a bit more contrast in with it. And it's really noticeable. This
when he's changing up the makeup now, isn't it?
Now he's becoming a bit more like, wow, okay, this looks good. This does now.
We talked about the Mick Foley interviews that happened with JR, the 3-part on Raw throughout the night, where obviously ended up with a mandible claw and so on and so forth. Well, they did that with Goldust a couple of weeks prior, to try and give him that babyface sympathy. And then obviously they put that model on Mankind then, which obviously worked tremendously well compared to Goldust. But
I think it worked for Goldust though. I think that model
it did work.
It clears things up.
Yeah.
It does.
That androgyny with his character.
I'm not gay. I've got a kid. You know, this is my wife.
Christian,
it's legit. Like, do you know what I mean? So, Don shouted Pride Month while you're there. It's on your board. You know, why not go for it? Boom. Try it out. Goldust was adrenaline though.
So this is the thing though. It's like, Mark, I know we talk about entrance jackets a lot with WCW, but did you? I love the entrance jacket on Goldust.
It's a robe.
Like this this robe, it's fucking glorious. Like Bobby Roode would be proud of this shit.
And this is what I mean. This is where it's changed up. It's gone from like 96 where it's all gold and it's dodgy face paint, where it's tacky, like cheap. It's just horrible. The whole look of it's just horrible for me. I love Goldust as a character. I think he's brought something really different over the years. He's adapted. People talk about Undertaker adapting to the different generations, but he's done just the same. Do you know what I mean?
Dustin Runnels has done probably
exactly.
I would argue a better job.
You can look at Dustin Runnels now, and you know that obviously it's Goldust because he still looks a bit like Goldust with the stuff that he wears,
red and black, blah blah blah,
all that type of thing. But but he's changed and he's adapted and he's in his move with the times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
and arguably he's a better wrestler he is today than
definitely
ever. His cardio work. Like, watch the match with him and Cody Rhodes in AEW.
The first one, the
pay-per-view match.
Whether the bloodbath.
Yeah, it's such a thing is it's a good story, the natural story there. It's not just I'm gonna gig and we're gonna fucking throw some indie move. There is a story and I love that.
It's one of the best matches like in recent history.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. So shout out for more modern day stuff if you're interested.
All right, Dom.
I gave it 1 star. You know, I was talking about when you said that Lawler didn't do a lot during the beatdown. This was the point I was going to say. Crush did fuck all. He put a rest hold on, and he kept it on. Barely did any work with the crowd. He barely did anything when he was up. That's why I rated this match lower than the other one.
Before.
Kona Crush. So he was a Hawaiian chill bra. Cool.
What was it before that?
Demolition Crush.
That's it, yeah. Demolition Crush,
yeah. Prisoner.
No,
any. This has never been there, has he? He's always been.
He's like Ed Leslie. He's had that many gimmicks. If you track him from the beginning till when he retires, fucking, he's been on a journey.
You can see the reason why they didn't put a belt on him.
Also, this is Brian Adams, so everything I do it for you.
So we'll see in a couple of years' time when he's when there's high times for him in WCW. But again, that's another gimmick.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Pick a
On
lane.
to the next one.
It's another place that does fuck all as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Doc Hendricks, he's here with the Legion of Doom and Sid, and fuck me, what an awful promo.
Is he in his Saturday Night Takeaway booth or?
Tonight!
Bring back the booth. It's only been like about 2 weeks.
I can't believe I'm going to read this, but there's loads of cool shouting. My twin brother with another mother, Doc Hendricks says, there's 5-star Todd's back on the case with Bulldog and Owen, who are still the European and Intercontinental champions, respectively, with Jim the Anvil Neihard, and that is match 4. So match 4 is a 6-man tag team match. The Hart Foundation, consisting of Bulldog, Owen, and Neihard, taking on the Legion of Doom and Sid. There's the referee for this one. How quick do you want to get this one?
I didn't hate it.
Okay.
I thought it was all right. It was just it's a bit of
long. Felt long.
Yeah.
30 minutes, 37 seconds to be exact. Look, the Legion of Doom are so fucking cool. Honestly, the music just hits the nail on the head for me. The presentation is great. Sid is a good babyface. Rule of the world, all the fist pumps, all the gimmicks. Crowd is still into him a little bit at this point.
I've never heard of him. He was a fucking heel. He was the heel champion.
Exactly.
Earlier on in the year, still doing the fucking fist pumps to people.
I sort of like that.
You know what I mean?
But I sort of like that. It's like he's a tween. Like, he might be at this time one of the earlier anti-hero characters. Where
I think we all know Don loves a good anti-hero.
Yeah.
Do you think he's taking that off Shawn Michaels though when he was doing that match at the Royal Rumble?
I
thought he's taking a bit of that off him, to be fair.
I think Shawn was that over it wouldn't have mattered.
Really?
So what happened, and I think this is what went to Sid's head, really. Survivor Series 1996. Sid beats Shawn Michaels in Madison Square Garden for the World Wrestling Federation Championship, and that's obviously what leads to where we started at the Royal Rumble in 97, where Shawn wins it back. However, going into this match, Shawn Michaels obviously is the most over babyface since fucking sliced bread and Hulk Hogan. And, you know, Boy Dream, WrestleMania 12, all of that gimmick. So he's going through and he's starting to get little boos here and there as he's going along, because he's reacting in matches where he's screaming at Bulldog for being a prick. He's stomping on Vader's head, saying, "You stupid fucking idiot," in the middle of the ring, all of this sort of stuff, on top of being just a general fucking arsehole, isn't he? You know, he's in a bad way, he's in a bad place, blah, blah, blah. And we will talk a little bit about Shawn as the show goes on when it comes to his match. And there's some interesting things that I didn't even really know, and I'm quite surprised to hear, to be fair. But Sid in Madison Square Garden as the heel going into the match, the cheers outweigh Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
The whole way through. And Shawn it's basically John Cena. Shawn gets booed and the heel gets cheered. And even like when the sympathy of Sid hitting Jose Lothario with the camera, and Shawn's out there going, no, don't die, you prick, you old cunt. Like, don't die. Like, don't die in Madison Square Garden. I've got the title on the line here. It's a bit unfair if you die here, innit?
Yeah.
Don't be so inconsiderate dying.
Yeah.
Sid comes out and cracks in with the camera, right? The crowd erupt. Next minute, you know, fucking powerbomb. Earl, the slowest 3K ever. And we got a new champion, and the place erupts. And Shawn just rolls out the ring and starts crawling back with Jose Lothario. Not one person could give a fuck, because Psycho Sid just became the WWF champion. And that is where I'm the top babyface comes from.
Do you think, though, that at that time that Shawn was sort of shoved down people's throats so much, and that was a reaction to it?
Well, Hogan must pose. Yeah. Warrior must pose. Brett must pose. Hogan must pose again. Brett must pose.
Yeah.
Shaw must pose. And people are going, hold on. Is this the same, but not really the same?
Yeah.
Break some glass and enter someone new, please, if you will.
So, will somebody join the nation and then become electrifying, if you will?
We'll talk about Mark Henry soon.
That's a rocky start. Yeah. So Sid goes to the danger zone in this match and does not break a leg, which was good.
Oh, I fucking my hands were over my face when I saw him go to Brett's rope. I was like, "Don't, no!" Oh, it was only an accident. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit my pants.
Try and do a fucking big boot. What a twat. There's some, obviously, as always, with the LOD involved, some dead stiff offense.
No selling.
Really terrible finish with the sunset flip from Owen Hart and Sid.
Yeah.
Look, like you say, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It's 1.5 stars for me.
Yeah. I think my pros for the match.
Did you say, sorry?
Mine's a 1 star.
1 star, yeah.
Yeah. For me, I think it was good crowd work. I think because you've got 6 people in the ring area who can work a crowd. People know who they are and they want to see them and all that sort of stuff. I think the crowd was into it.
Neihard was out of place for me.
Think
he always has been though. To me, since him and Brett stopped tagging, he's always been like, oh, can we bring Nick? He's that one like if someone's like kid brother.
I'll come back.
Can we come out? But I need to bring him. I need to keep an eye on him. Do you mind? It's that sort of thing. I always get him.
Yeah.
Like Brian Pillman's got no link to the fucking heart, and yet he felt more of a fit.
Yeah,
and that says something.
I put Sid and Legion of Doom was looking well over. Obviously, Sid's getting the rub off on like Ahmed did before, but I thought Brett had good heat as well. Obviously at the start of the match, and Bulldog was Bulldog like throughout the match. He was just like he was doing it like an indie show. Yeah, he was doing it like an indie show. He was doing Ultimate Warrior, like Ultimate Warrior runs on the spot before he like runs around the ring and stuff. He was doing that. If you watch him, he was doing that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Do you think he's still thinking in his head he was in the Wimpy's advert selling burgers with the sun? Come get a burger with the sun from Wimpy's. I have to watch advert. It's amazing.
The minuses are just put. He's a clusterfuck at times, and he was the shittiest finish I've ever seen. Because unfortunately, like Owen Hart done a sunset flip to a big guy, which in theory shouldn't work anyway. But he didn't catch him. He rolled him up, and Sid lay there. If I was Sid, I would have called an audible. I'd have fucking kicked out or done something, and I'd have gone down on something a bit bigger because that's just made him look stupid. To be fair,
ruler of the world.
Yeah. I gave this 1 star. Partly because I love watching Hawk no-selling pole drivers. It's an LOD classic. Hawk does not sell pole drivers. You see him take and it was a nice pole driver from Bulldog as well. It was a really nice pole driver. He was up quicker than Bulldog. I might have said this before, but LOD is my favorite tag team of all time. But I had to give it 1 star. No.
Why do you look Phineas then?
It's a horrible rumor. It's a fictitious rumor. I have to.
You prefer naked Midian later on?
Yeah, naked. I always said I love the bum bag.
Your fucking Zoom name says Phineas Godwin's #1 fan.
Yeah. Why does yours say fuck Shawn? Why is yours fuck Shawn Michaels?
Because he didn't reply to me on Twitter.
That's sure Nicky Bottom's a cunt, ain't he?
You don't want to see the posters that I've got up behind there. I've started ripping them down.
What's that? We've got the Stan of the hot tag reviews.
Sean, you still didn't write. And now I'm going to fuck you tonight.
So I've just taken something that I've got on the French just to prove a point there.
Okay,
so
right,
more evidence.
So the King of the Ring talk is here as we're going into the final. They show Austin winning last year. Mankind's with Todd. Solid promo, ending with a lion kid reference. Is that right? Oh. Have I written the wrong thing? Had I gone to Amsterdam at this point? Lion King, that was it. Autocorrect, you got it, you worked it out. Lion King reference.
Is that like Chinese knockoff you got from Bescott Market again?
That's the one. Also, Wes Bedford. Vince on commentary sounds like he's booking at tops. He's just talking and he's booking shit as he's going along.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. So match 5, King of the Ring final. It is Mankind versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley with China.
Can we acknowledge like the commitment from Mick Foley at this point? He's got his hair fucking shaved like that. Like he's not got the Legion of Doom mohawk. He's not got a Vader do. He's not got. He's got a fucking partly shaven fucking head.
He's let the kids have a go with the fucking clips.
It's not like he's got it,
part of my hair, kids.
It's not like he's got it somewhere where they can cover it up or he can mask it with a ponytail or something. He's got quite long hair.
Literally here, and
he's got a patch right there. He's fucking fringe. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking. You can't do anything with that. Like
it's crazy.
It's mad. He's got to live his life like that. What a guy. What a fucking guy.
So I'm just looking at the tournament brackets, and I'd like to ask a question on. Out of everybody that was in here, have we got the right finalists and did we get the right winner, basically? But it looks like, I don't know what's happened in the quarterfinals, but the quarterfinal was actually Ahmed Johnson versus Triple H, and then they've ended up in the semi-final as well.
Yeah, they explained it that there was some sort of
disqualification.
Yeah, disqualification, and Triple H got back in on technicality.
Yeah,
he went to the lawyers or something, and he got re-put into it.
Yeah. So then Triple H beat Crush to end up with Ahmed Johnson in the semi-final that we covered earlier. Goldust versus Jerry Lawler, as we saw, and Mankind versus Savio Vega. So this is quite a short tournament, really, considering normally they would have 16 competitors to begin with. So with everyone that I've just mentioned, did we get the right final? Did we get the right winner?
Just out of curiosity, and I'll probably take a minute or two, but what was the semi-finals of 96?
Yeah, so the semi-finals of 96 was Jake the Snake Roberts versus Vader and Austin versus Mark Merrow.
Yeah, and then it was Jake and Austin in the final.
Jake and
Austin in the final.
So I'm just comparing, obviously, what where there was booking it, for the next year, where they were sort of going, because obviously it's Austin won the King of the Ring 96, massive push. He's developed, and it took a bit. I think it took a bit of time for Austin to get to. He's still obviously building his brand and stuff. But
I think it took a bit of time. I think when he got to the Rumble,
that's a good 7. That's what 6. It's a good half a year still. 7 months after.
He had a really good match with Brett at Survivor Series 96 on Brett's comeback in November. Yeah. But didn't really do anything else in 96.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm just thinking, like,
Other than have a gun pulled on him by Brian Pillman.
Yeah, but it was a loose cannon, and he proved his point that day with a gun.
Loose cannon.
I think it was definitely for 97. It was definitely the right final at this point in time. Because Triple H had Hunter Hearst Helmsley had the IC with the Rock, the Goldust. There was some good feuds there earlier in the year. Obviously, he was getting a bit of a push. Mankind was just not doing anything wrong at this point. His promos were spot on. His character was spot on. He was in that position to, and he'd been around for a bit as well. Mankind, before, it's only his first time at the rodeo. Do you know what I mean? He's been around a bit.
He's weathered.
Yeah,
he's been through his battles.
Yeah, so I think it was right.
I think this was them sort of saying, "Look, Hunter, we know we punished you for the curtain call. So that's why you didn't win the 96. That's why we gave it Austin." So I think this was them sort of saying, "Look, you've eaten shit."
Anything, I think it worked out better because if Hunter wins in 96,
we wouldn't have had Austin.
I would ask who wins in 97 because the likelihood is it's probably Ahmed Johnson after winning the. No, and I'm not taking the piss now. I'm deadly serious, Mark.
It's a nervous laugh. I'm just thinking of the possibility of if that did happen.
Well, they obviously put him over in Kuwait, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that was the test run. That was the test run for this. Really.
Yeah.
But thankfully they saw sense. They
saw Ahmed.
Work out who they could put over.
They saw Ahmed and went, "Oh fuck."
Would Austin have won the 97 Rumble, the King of the Ring, or would he have been too far gone by then?
I think he'd been gone.
This is what I'm saying.
Would he have surpassed that title? Would he have needed that title at this point? Coming up to
if they put Triple H over in the King of the Ring 96.
Because Austin really did. Like, he didn't do anything, did he? Up and who
knows what Austin would have been doing? Because would it have been Triple H versus Bret Hart at Survivor Series?
Yeah.
There's a lot of what ifs now.
Would it have been Shawn versus Bret still at Mania, or would it have been Triple H versus Bret at Mania?
Or would it have
Austin been in there with Goldust for the IC title?
Yeah, you might have even had Mankind win this.
Good off.
You know what I mean? There's loads of possibilities. I mean, Crush was never going to win it, so I'm happy.
The other thing, really, looking at the last pay-per-view to this pay-per-view, they were really hot on Ken Shamrock. So where
he disappeared again. Yeah, he disappeared again.
I think he had a fight. I think he had one of his super fights in UFC.
They didn't negotiate the deal where he could go back and forth between the two. So the likelihood is, like Don says, he was probably away doing that and earning a lot more money for it.
Ken Shamrock gets his time now, don't he?
Absolutely. Next year, we've covered that one already, so we won't be recovering it. But yeah, Ken Shamrock, the wrong call again in my eyes. It should have been The Rock winning the 98 King of the Ring. But Shamrock won, and
they were big on him at the time.
That's all I got to say about that. So let's get into this one, because this for us is Triple H versus Mankind on pay-per-view for the first time, and we know over the years how that's going to develop, and some of the absolute classics. One that we already covered, Street Fighter, the Royal Rumble 2000, and we've obviously got the Hell in a Cell to come, and a lot of other good stuff too.
Yeah. One of my favourite matches in a couple of months as well from this SummerSlam. But yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh, I think
the cage match.
Yeah.
Great match. And this is the start. This is the start of that rivalry, really, for me. There's a slow start, a little bit of some psychology being put across for where they're going with it, really. And then it turns into a bit of a slugfest, some hard-hitting spots, like the backdrop on the floor, for example. China stops the repeat finish. Pedigree on the goddamn table. By God, was that a stiff pedigree. That table wasn't gimmicked. No way that table was gimmicked.
The one leg just give way, didn't break.
Did they get that table from New Japan by any chance? The Japanese
table. And look, I could go on and on and on about this match, but I'm just going to say go and watch it. Because it's worth your time. It's worth 19 minutes and 26 minutes of your time. Triple H gets the win and becomes the 1997 King of the Ring. I enjoyed it, but and this is probably where I've lowered my star rating, is because I know what's to come, rather than just judging it on this, and that's probably where I'm at. 3 stars.
That's exactly what I put as well.
Same.
God, we're on form tonight, boys, I tell you.
I love the fact that he was the outside stuff. I love the outside stuff with these two.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. And I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was this match or Mankind's first match, where did he come off the apron and whacked himself at the guardrail, the security railing in the front of the audience.
This match.
Was it this match?
Was it the one where he didn't
caught it back in his head?
Oh, that was the first match, because he did that twice, and he did one off the apron. He didn't quite get his head. He sort of I think he got concrete, which I'd say in argument is probably worse, because that ain't railing that can move.
Yeah, and like I said, the
concrete,
the backdrop onto the concrete, Triple H sort of like a boss. It was just brilliant to dive off the apron from dead far. It was brilliant. I loved it. Yeah, it was just. It's just obviously he wasn't the main event just yet, was it? So like you said, it's not there. It's not where it's not where it is. Where it will be. Where it is now, 3 stars is good.
Yeah, I think I just written in my notes. I was like, this is the first match I had on pay-per-view. I can't wait to watch the rest of them. This was fucking awesome. Best match of the show so far.
And you can tell them talking to each other, which is they're good.
And they're both.
That's what you want.
Yeah. The thing is,
especially the second match of the night.
Yeah. What I like about this as well, this sort of helped both men. This gave Hunter a legitimate mean streak, and this made Mankind sympathetic. So both men look better out of the match.
And I think it's the respect.
That's the point.
It's the respect they got for each other as well. Because going forward into the Royal Rumble 2000 match, Mankind or Cactus Jack, Mick Foley calls a lot of that match. You can hear him calling audibles. So Triple H going into that as a WWF champion in the main event, and you got Mick Foley calling the match to the champion. Yeah, it's as the face. That wouldn't normally happen. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's that's how much respect they've got.
There is a lot of mutual respect between them.
Definitely. And you can tell.
I'm gonna say I've watched both of their sort of career documentary thing.
Yeah.
And they both touch on each other, that rivalry they had over the couple of years. And they both said it was so much fun to work each other. We went a bit crazy than probably we should have.
Yeah.
But ultimate respect for each other, which I love that.
Yeah. And it's nice to see where it all started. You know what I mean? It's brilliant.
Indeed it is. I don't think I give the Dave star ratings at all during this show.
Fuck that
guy. He gave Ahmed and Triple H 1 star. He gave King and Mankind 1.75.
Idiot.
He gave Crush and Goldust 0 stars. He gave the 6-man tag 1.75. And he gave the final 3.5 stars.
Hey,
Todd Pettingale gets absolutely fucked up by China.
I lost my shit at that. I had to go for a cigarette. I literally paused and walked out. I was like, don't do this to Todd. Don't do this to Todd. Not on my watch.
Full video package explaining why Austin and Shawn Michaels are facing each other. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, Austin should have been facing Brian Pillman. Brett should have been facing Shawn. There was an angle done on Raw where Brett basically says, if Shawn Michaels can beat me in 10 minutes, then I'll never wrestle in the USA again, basically. He pulled out because of his knee. Some people would speculate that he is returning the favour for Shawn pulling out of Mania and not doing him the favour the following year.
Not quite the same, was he? One's for the belt, one's just for
exactly
fans.
Others are saying that it was because of the sunny days comment. Others were saying it was because the wheelchair spot, and Shawn didn't trust him because it went off air and so on and so forth. So there's a lot to digest. Really,
these guys had proper shoot heat, don't they?
They really did.
Yeah,
they really did. And that's what I'm saying. Brett just can't seem to leave Shawn alone because he's coming out to cut this promo at the beginning of the match and so on and so forth. And Shawn was doing the same. So when Brett was wrestling and defending the title and everything, who was sat there commentating? Shawn Michaels, because he couldn't stay away. They couldn't stay away from one another. They just had that pull, and the rivalry was hot, but they worked themselves into a shoot at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The next night on Raw after this pay-per-view is the night that Shawn and Brett had a fight, where Shawn then complained that it was an unsafe work environment, and he's not at Canadian Stampede, put it that way. He tried to get out of his contract that he had 4 years left at this point. Shawn Michaels was earning $750,000 per year at this point in his career.
It's a lot of money for that back in that
especially at this time. Especially this time for the company, yeah.
He's not the only one that asked to be released from his contract diva around this time. Leif Cassidy, better known as Al Snow, also tried to get out a year early. They refused that as well. They refused Shawn too. Obviously, he didn't leave. He wanted to go and leave and be with his buddies in WCW was the gimmick at the time, and so on and so forth.
Imagine if Shawn Michaels turned up in WCW.
Yeah,
it would have been crazy.
That's an alternate universe that like that's.
It's not a universe I'd like to see a little bit into.
So
the Click running WCW.
Yeah.
He's the surprising thing for me, and this is what I learned while listening to Grin and JR. Shawn was continued to be paid by Vince McMahon during the 4-year hiatus with his back injury at $750K per year for pretty much doing nothing. What do you think about that, lads?
Fuck me, he had Vince in his fucking back pocket, didn't he?
Of course he did.
Thing is, you can imagine the conversation. Now, Vince, I will be there. I've just got to get this sorted. As soon as I've got that sorted, I'll be right back, and then we can just keep the trainer going.
Sounds like fucking cup of the lads at the Bagger Dome, that does.
You can imagine this conversation that Shawn Michaels had with Vince McMahon. He was like, well, Vince, like, finding God is like, it's an expensive game nowadays. So I'm going to have to get paid full.
There's a lot of church roofs to be fixed.
Yeah, Ron Hubbard won't do this himself yet.
So just put this into context. Shawn Michaels was cashing the weekly check at around $15K a week.
Fucking hell.
That's some serious shit.
Yeah.
Well, you think
Brett was earning more?
Yeah, but at least he turned up to work.
Yeah, but he was working, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Even in a wheelchair.
At least he rolled his ass down that ramp and did something. You think though, like, okay, I'm going to speak for myself here. That's more than I'd earn in a year. That is more than I'd earn in a year. What he got paid a week. Oh. That's fucking crazy to think that someone could earn that sort of money. For, okay, granted, you got the injury doing the job, but even still, you're at home, you chill out for 7 days, and you've made what I'd make in a year. What the fuck?
Mental. Absolutely crazy stuff.
But then on the other side, obviously going forward in hindsight, that break that he had, obviously, do you think he's paid him back afterwards?
Absolutely.
What he's done. Do you know what I mean? He wouldn't have knew that at the time, obviously, but I think Shawn Michaels at that point just thought, I know where my bread's buttered, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Just look at it. Shawn Michaels come back 2002 straight into a main event program with Triple H. Straight fight. Lays it all on the line.
And I think after that 2002 run, that makes up a lot of ill will against him. I think he did a lot of work to repair his reputation. I think by the end of it, he'd more. And
it did good. That. Everybody's danced with the devil.
Wins the world title. The devil they thought they have. Yeah, that is for sure. Shawn wins the world title at Survivor Series, loses it the following month. Still in the main event program with Triple H at the Royal Rumble. Goes into a program with Chris Jericho, WrestleMania 19, first one back. Still to this day, you probably look at WrestleMania 19 and you go, "That's the standout match on that card." Fuck Brock Lesnar nearly breaking his neck. Fuck Triple H taking the piss out of Booker T. The Undertaker was in some dodgy handicap match.
Yeah.
You know, you look at that card. Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold and The Rock, the final encounter. He's probably the only standout one that I can think of.
They've got build up. They've got 2 years of build up to do that.
But then following year, he's main eventing with the Murderous Poet and Triple H for the title in the main event at Madison Square Garden. The following year, he's fucking 21, where he's Kurt Angle. Great match.
Yeah.
22, he's doing the job with Vince McMahon, like, you know, but at this time, it wasn't uncommon for Vince to step in the ring, Hulk Hogan, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
23, Triple H gets injured. Who has to step into the main event and put John Cena over?
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels. 24, he retires Ric Flair. 25, he has that classic against The Undertaker. 26, he retires against The Undertaker.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Rayman, he's back. Hashtag Shawn Michaels forever. Why won't you write me back, Shawn?
You're gonna shave your head
So
and
to
fucking
sum it
go
up-
blonde, Stan.
To sum it up, he does pay him back.
Yeah.
Is that the point you was getting at?
That's my point, and that's,
Okay.
that's
That was-
just WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my point.
In
That's
fairness,
just his WrestleMania catalogue.
That's nothing to do with all the ref jobs he did. All the special guest ref jobs.
Well,
Oh,
you know,
he just
he looks
like
better
wearing
than
the
Ken
shorts.
Shamrock, doesn't
I
he?
just like the shorts. He's a big fan of shorts and cut off sleeves. Nick Patrick.
Serious
doesn't know.
question. Back to the King of the Ring 97. Did you see the Austin kid having a wank in the crowd? Okay.
I love
Well,
the
look
fact
for
that
that.
Rob
It's,
watches.
it's during
Can-
Brett's promo, and they cut to the camera, and there is an Austin 316 wearing fan just doing a wanking sign, like literally like this, up against his knob
during Brett's promo in the ring.
during Brett's promo.
Right, I'm loading that up now.
Load it
I
up there.
need to see this.
So Brett basically offers a challenge, says that he's going to be fit and ready for Canadian Stampede, which he is, and I can't wait to watch that match. The 5-on-5 USA versus Team Canada, basically. Great match, but we're here to talk about Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels. Austin delivers a solid promo with the greatest version of the tag team titles ever. Austin is the captain now. That's what I got from this promo. We get walked through the curtain as Vince sets the seeds on the announce table. I'm loving this presentation of this match, by the way. And this, for me, just like at WrestleMania 13, should have been the main event rather than the actual main event. And, you know, again, we were on about it a little bit earlier. The title takes precedent at this point in time. They were afraid not to put the title on last, when I think they could have easily done it on a couple of occasions.
Yeah.
Killing me, right? Waiting for this kid having a way.
I'm literally. No, go on. Like,
No, but like you said, like the title the title was the main event, wasn't it? Not the actual stories, not the people.
sorry, was that the kid in the Shawn Michaels glove going like that?
Was that? I thought it was two Austin fans.
There's a bloke with an Austin sign says 360.
Yeah, and the one next to him.
Yeah, I think he was trying to do like a hands down, but it looked like he was wanking off an invisible giant.
Yeah.
No, Shawn Michaels, me. Anyway. Back to the ring of kings.
All of them need mic time because Shawn Michaels is on the mic now. And how bad was this promo from Shawn Michaels?
Not his best.
Was it needed?
No. Austin summed this up.
Literally. So what did Shawn need to talk?
I think this was just him to try and beat. I think they were trying to frame the match that Shawn was the babyface and Austin was the heel. But the crowd were clearly like, no.
Well, I reckon it was just Shawn Michaels saying, I want to do a promo. I ain't going to do a promo.
He gets a promo.
I think you're
promo.
right.
I think that's what it comes down to.
He didn't have a clue what he was saying.
Yeah.
But what an entrance. You can't deny the man. He is an absolute born entertainer. Like, literally, the second he comes out of that curtain and starts spinning around and doing his gimmick and the pyro goes off, which it usually goes off in the ring, as obviously we all know. But it happens on the entrance at this one. I just think, fuck me, this is brilliant. This is vintage Shawn Michaels. And I did get boner. Deal with it.
Did you get a boner like Goldust got a boner after kissing Marlena at the end of that match? Did you see?
No, I didn't. You know, it weren't as Johnson.
He got a chub for what you call it for fucking beat one half of demolition.
You've got it. You've got that work up.
I have not got nothing up right now. I'm not fucking sure.
At the end of that match, he was kissing Marlena in the middle of the ring, and then he got up on the turnbuckle, and the camera was like on the turnbuckle, looking up at him.
What was he? Boner vision.
Yeah, the boner.
The golden boners.
Golden boner.
That was actually the working title for the Larrys. If it wasn't going to be the Larrys, it could be called the Golden Boners.
That's nice that you said like that. Tim White's the ref at the beginning. I don't know how to go into this next segment without being a prick, but Shawn gets pissed at security and he goes to save the
Down syndrome lad.
Special Olympian.
Yes.
It's not what I've got written in my notes, but we'll go with that.
You want to be PC about this?
Austy's like, fuck that. Let's run the next spot.
Yeah. He went to fetch him and didn't see him, and Sean was like,
no.
He went to fetch him, and Sean was like, I'm not ready.
Not to work.
Yeah, this is real. And then obviously, Sean, after that next spot, says, fuck it, goes back outside and helps again. He definitely seems to have found his smile when it comes to the in-ring work.
He never fucking lost it.
I like that. That's good, Dennis.
The thing is, though, I'm going to say this is like me being really...
man, Johnson!
Man. No, this is the thing, though, because I watched that. I had to watch it like 2 or 3 times because I was trying to figure out... Now, I understand sort of with mental difficulties as the kid has, that people like that get excited and they don't see a difference. It's very black and white. But in my head, I was like, that's not real. That's a work. There's a part of me in my head, like, being that dickhead fan, like, that's work, isn't it? Sean said, like, lad, come on, just hop over the railing. You'll be safe, I promise you. There's that part of me.
I don't know, because his mom started running down the ramp, like down the aisle after that.
Oh, I don't think the mom knew.
Speaking as the special kid as the group, do you really think this was a work done?
I think it was a work.
I'm a cunt.
No, I think I don't know. I think there's 2 ways to look at it. Either he genuinely got excited and he got over the apron.
I think he fell over and then tried to get in the ring. To be honest, that's what I think happened.
So, Don, putting this way, then.
Wouldn't you fall over the railing looking at Shawn Michaels coming down, making his entrance?
I don't know, but I'm going to fall over the apron looking at fucking Goldust fucking boner.
Yes. So we've obviously all
got Larry's in his pants.
We've all been involved.
We're going to have to add. Sorry, Mark. We're going to have to add a new category for the Larrys.
The golden boner.
The golden boner. Ahmed and
fucking hell.
Ahmed and Goldust are
that's why it's called the
nominees at the minute.
Yeah.
Except they had a right stonker on the other one.
It's going to have to be it's just going to have to be the bonus. Can't call it the golden bonus because that gives the
bonus. Yeah,
it gives Dustin a bit of an unfair advantage.
Yeah,
Martin, what was your point that you were going to make, mate?
I was going to say, like, we've obviously all worked in a place of working, a place of work where we will play with other men in the ring. And
oh god, this works is gonna be good.
I was trying to make it as...
what are you trying to ask?
You were doing live professional wrestling. Is that what you're trying to say? You were doing live professional wrestling in front of an audience.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. I wasn't doing anything else. That's what we were doing. So you're saying that, Don, you're saying it's a work. Like we've all been involved with people of special needs.
Yeah.
And we know people like that. Would you do that? Would you go up to that person and say, "This is part of the show"? Like you're probably saying Shawn Michaels did. Would you do that on the other end to say, "I'm going to put you in the show to make you, to put yourself over, to put this situation in place, to put a bit of like, oh, I'm coming to everybody's aid. I'm a nice guy. Yeah. This is what I'm doing."
Steve.
Yeah.
It's a nice little segue, these.
Personally, I wouldn't do it. Although I have had several people of varying degrees of disability threaten me physically. I've had people threaten to sue me. I've had all sorts.
Let's not talk about Rob. I'm talking about fans.
No, but I mean, like, I've had like all these.
Here's a 1 second job.
I think is probably the only person of the 3 of us who has long term worked heel. I mean, I know Rob's been a heel for a while now, but I mean, I pretty much careered.
I worked heel.
Jobber I am, mate. I'm a fucking jobber I am.
One match. I was a one-match jobber and a heel.
He's a one-match heel. Working crowds in a two-crowd capacity. No, but I think in fairness, I think working as a heel, it's sort of just different thing because like I sort of went in with the mentality of I'm going to piss everyone off. I don't care, so I can sort of work them into a shoot.
I nearly got hit by a disabled lady once, didn't I? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're scared for your life.
I was shitting it. But anyway, why was Austin and Brett? Why were they doing chicken moves? This is the King of the Ring in the World Wrestling Federation, not fucking live pro wrestling in Russia. This is literally Austin and Brett in the Fed doing the chicken dance. So all of it.
Yeah.
We're not quite there yet. We haven't quite moved that into the attitude era.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
I think they sort of like lost the way a bit, and there was like, I don't know what to do here. Like, it ain't clicking, we ain't doing anything. Like,
1993.
Crazy.
Cameraman, he takes the best bump of the match. Ends up in JR and Vince's lap. JR audibly can be heard laughing. like Colonel Sanders, or like that. Sean's ass is out.
Yeah.
Females love that.
He loves getting his arse out.
I didn't mind it either. So there's a ref bump, and then there's the WrestleMania 14 spot that everyone's familiar with, where Sean goes for the super kick. He gets spun round, stunner, right? There's no count, and then it all goes to shit here, doesn't it? So Tim White gets a stunner for his trouble for being knocked out. Mike Kyoto comes down after a sweet chin music on Austin. 2 count. He then goes to check on Tim White. I don't think there was a 2 count. He comes in to check the ref, doesn't he?
Oh, no, he checks the ref first.
That's what happens. He checks the ref first. So then Sean decides to super kick him. And Ebner comes out and goes, fucking double DQ, you pair of fucking knobheads, you're taking a piss, you are. You're out of there. You're out of there.
He didn't do it like that, though. He didn't do it like that.
He was aggressive. Out of here.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Billy Silverman even gets a payday, yeah?
Crazy.
Did you notice him?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell. He don't ref on the show, like, but he got a payday. 22 minutes, 29 seconds. I liked it, but I didn't like it enough. 3 stars.
I think I went with 2.5. I don't know. It just wasn't. I think that the situation with the Downs kid just like I didn't like that because like when it's just funny, man. Because like whenever like you seen like Shawn Michaels like say, oh no, come on, no, you fucking leave him alone. He's coming with me. He'd always be looking around to see where the camera was, and I'd be like, oh fuck off, mate. Fuck off. Just fuck off.
And that's all he's got to say about that.
Just fuck off, look. Just fuck off.
Yeah,
and the finish was fucking abysmal. Fucking abysmal.
I agree.
Like there's a better
house finish.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's different finishes to make nobody look weak or better. Then the tag champs. Yeah, I know they've got to be equal and all that sort of shit. I know, but there's better finishes out there. There's better finishes.
To me, you know what would have been a good finish for this? Have the Hart Foundation cause a double DQ.
Have them been both jumped. Yeah, like you say, just have them both jumped.
That's it. Fingers, I think this was Austin was meant to go over. Sean goes, if I take the loss, it's going to make me.
Well, like you say, if there was different matches supposed to be in place, then obviously they would have had a longer booking system, and it was just like, oh fuck, this is what we've got to do now.
Yeah,
I think this match should have gone with the Hearts coming out and causing like I don't know, one hits the other. The ref goes, fuck off, the match is out. I think that would have been fine, worth a finish. I went 3 stars.
3? Okay.
3. Loved the match. The finish.
Some of the international spots as well. Brilliant. Just brilliant.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, these two were running the house show circuit in '96 when he was the ringmaster and Sean was the champion. So they've had a lot of time to
it's good to see Austin.
Work each other out.
It's good to see Austin in this type of style as well.
Oh,
Before obviously
pre-injury.
Yeah, and he's only a couple of months away from that. To be fair,
he still could go, and I think he did go with some people, Benoit's, your Angles, but at the same time,
he wasn't as he's a bit more like looser here though, as well. You can tell because obviously he's not got that big. He's not had a neck surgery, has he, and stuff.
He hasn't had neck surgery, but the worrying thing is, and so Sean on Raw before this event does a baseball slide to Austin to soak the seeds of they're not on the same page, blah blah blah. Austin jolts and he feels it. He feels his neck, and he gets checked out and he gets an MRI. The results show that his neck is comparable to a 60-year-old male.
Holy
at
shit.
This point, and this is pre-Owen at SummerSlam.
Fuck.
So you got to think how fucked up it was after that.
Yeah, and to be fair, if his neck was in better condition before Owen, that sit at Tombstone wouldn't have probably done off as much damage, maybe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think the weird thing is, as weird as this is about to sound coming from me, him taking that move from Owen might have saved his life more so in the long run than he thought. Because if he'd have kept wrestling with that neck as it was, and he'd have carried on, there'd have been a point where someone had his neck would have completely gone. He might have even been paralysed.
Exactly.
So he had the surgery a bit earlier to correct it, and he's now quite comfortably living more so than potentially if he didn't take the surgery. So
yeah, without a doubt.
Swings and roundabouts.
Indeed.
Who looks in better condition there, Kurt Angle or Steve Austin?
There you go.
Both got fucked up necks, but like Kurt Angle looks like a fucking got a coat hanger in his fucking jacket all the time.
Yeah, but he did win a gold medal with that broken neck. So
cool. I like that. It's good.
We've all got
broken freaking neck.
No, it's broken fucking neck, but unfortunately PG doesn't allow for certain words like cunt.
He's never won a smoking skull belt though, has he? He's never won a King of the Ring.
Neither did Austin. He just fucking made the smoking skull belt, mate. Never won that belt though, did he?
Some might argue about Mabel's belt, but I believe.
Some might argue about Mabel's career, but I think we're getting off topic now.
Yeah, $1 million belt isn't really a belt, but yeah.
I know. Tell LA Knight that. Which we previously covered if you want to go back and listen to it. Hey, plug in the old stuff.
You gonna get people to write into us or?
Yeah, PO box, go fuck yourself.
Fucking hell. Anyway,
that's gonna turn up for fucking Steve Valentino. I was off. Hey, Rob.
Fuck Steve Valentino.
One push up. That's for the bingo card. Throwing Rob off his game. Here we are, Mark. Right.
How stressed he is. Very stressed. Rob works 40 hours a week, fucking looking after fucking loads of people.
Political, I like that. It's good.
He's never felt stress. Like he's feeling it now. That's the third one, is
Third
stressed?
No relation to Shaggy or Lady Gaga. That's why you need to get some Space Star ordering in your life, Rob. Got down in one.
What percentage of them?
About 40s.
I know. A drink. I need to get myself one of them.
Mate, get the
37.5%.
Get the the smoked pineapple.
Yeah,
really nice.
It has to be on the rocks, though. I think
on the rocks with no ice. With no ice. On the rocks with no ice. Of course.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. I mean, you have to sit on the rock
with no ice. Yeah.
Yes, sit on the rock and drink it. Yeah.
What happens if I drank that with glacier on a rock?
He's fun. He's fist. He's Roman Reigns' fist. I
want you to put him in the bottle and then put the bottle on ice. So it's in the rock with no ice.
Time to go to fucking Amsterdam.
I can see what's happening here. Like that's what he'll sing when you pouring the drink in. He'll be like, I can see.
Can you
smell? The greatness and you're scared. You don't even know.
Anyway, match of the card, yeah.
Todd's with the nation, talking about the first black champion, or potentially the first black champion in the history of the company. It's all me. As
even though Ron Simmons done that fucking 5 years earlier in WCW.
There you go. but he says it's all me. It's all me. As he leaves the Nation of Domination. Tad tells us it's all on the line. The Undertaker and Paul Bearer, who has blackmailed Taker. Dead awkward promo. Then we get the best entrance ever as the Undertaker makes his way to the ring. Match 7, final match on the card, WWF Championship on the line. Farouk is the challenger. He's been the Nation of Domination, taking on the Undertaker, who is back with Paul Bearer. Referee is Earl Hebner. There's a jump start. There is a sign that I've noticed throughout the night, but didn't want to mention it until now, that says "Kill Farouk."
That was nice.
Lol.
Racist.
Who was that? Was it the Down syndrome kid?
Probably.
Probably was, wasn't it?
Probably. The bloke probably picked it up from his seat and then put it up, look.
Yeah.
Because he'd gone. He'd gone at that point, hadn't he?
So to be fair, that kid
gone backstage, sit on Shawn Michaels' lap.
That kid was like fucking, probably like plotting like a fucking JFK assassination. He was like the Oswald kid.
Oh, that's funny.
But technically, Shawn Michaels has saved his fucking life. Shawn Michaels has saved Farouk's life.
Literally.
He was literally about to assassinate Farouk.
Damn.
Something happened during that entrance and stuff that made him jump the thing to Shawn Michaels, and he had to be escorted away from.
You know what it is? He probably saw Kate and Jerry, and he knew that something was going on, so he had to get out of there.
Because they've orchestrated everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
They're the ultimate time travelers, Kate and Jerry.
Yeah. Time traveling cunts.
Literally, you think Rick and Morty are bad? Try Kate and Jerry.
Hey, Kate, you want to go to Portugal again? Oh, geez, Jerry, I don't know about that. That's not a good impression, but it's accurate.
What a soundbite.
Let me try. Let me try.
Please, because your impression is actually really good at this.
Hey, Morty. You want to go fuck Kate and Jerry McCann? Oh, geez, Rick. I'm not sure. Stop being a pussy, Morty. We gotta go. We gotta go fuck them up. They're gonna ruin the world, Morty. We gotta do it. They're gonna fuck it all up. They're gonna kill their kid and everything. Oh, jeez, Rick. Okay, well, yeah, sure, no problem. I'll come. No, don't come. Put it away. Oh, jeez, Rick.
Oh, Christ. Oh, that's worth fucking subscription. That's worth subscribing for alone if you're listening. If you're listening and you're not subscribed, what the fuck are you doing with your lives? Subscribe for more Rick and Morty impressions of Kate and Jerry.
The spot. I'm just going to get into the spot of the match and then go home. So the spot of the match for me is when the Undertaker became Kofi Kingston and did a trust fall instead of doing the old school to take out the rest of the Nation of Domination. I genuinely thought, fuck me, he's fell. And then he didn't fall, he jumped.
Same, really I actually went, oh shit, he's dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, right, they actually caught him.
Yeah.
Maybe learn from that fucking douche.
Pretty impressive, right?
Yeah.
He's a big guy, man. Imagine being up on that top turnbuckle and then like doing that backwards to the floor.
That's probably about what? 15 foot in the air?
Someone needs a COVID test.
Rapid
but
flow.
Literally, obviously, Brian Adams, fucking hell. Brian Adams is out there going, everything I do it for you. And then,
fucking
he's dead.
Was that Mod just quickly popping off for a lateral flow test just to be sure?
The results will be back in 30 minutes, that is for sure. Yeah, I don't know where to go from there other than Tombstone for the win. Chokeslams all round for the Nation.
Yeah.
it's over. But then Ahmed Johnson comes in and we've got to wait for Martin.
That's where I want to stop.
We've got to wait for Martin for that, haven't we? So the match goes 30 minutes 43 seconds. Yeah. Martin, he's back. He's still coughing. Are you okay?
Well, right.
Hello.
Yeah. You're all right, yeah?
Did the test come back negative?
It's rough.
Oh, wait. Rough. Fucking hell.
You know, no, you're sick in your mouth.
Oh, wow. Nice. Lovely.
I want to say, just before we go on any further, can we talk about main event Farouk?
Main event Farouk.
Just them words do not work together.
No.
Not in the Fed. They don't work in the Fed. That is for sure.
Yeah, problem is the nation in concept's a good idea. The problem is this version of the nation is not the one that's going to push someone to the main event.
No.
Especially when you're feuding with fucking Ahmed Johnson. That's been primarily your biggest feud. Oh. And that's what she said.
Definitely
you always left me satisfied.
Never spit or I swallow. Never spit.
5 stars.
Never waste a drop, man.
Dave Meltzer rated that Hub video 5 stars. Check that out on the Pornhub.
Martin needs to wrap this up. So here's the thing, right? Take a win to the tombstone out of nowhere. There's chokeslams all around for the nation.
It's fucking nightmare.
You will fucking win. Don't let Kate and Jerry get you.
Here's the thing, though. Ahmed Johnson comes out and cashes in money in the bank for the takeout. What's that all about?
Like,
we'll
take this.
Why does he want to? He has to get involved, though. He has to fucking poke his nose in. It's to do with Farouk and blah blah blah. They got a rivalry, but like, he's the WWF champion. You've got no right being in the ring with the WWF champion at this point in your time. For me, anyway. But yeah.
Oh, river lunch. 1.5 stars.
I went with 1 star.
I went 2 star.
Farouk
actually held his own. I felt he actually held his own. I don't mind watching Ron Simmons wrestle. I like Ron Simmons as a wrestler. But he did not deserve to be in the main event.
And he came out of nowhere as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What was still
didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels Austin should have been the main event because it had a story, it had a reason, there was animosity, there was a
even
reason.
Though that was only thrown together a week before the pay-per-view, it still should have been the main event.
Yeah.
Where this match felt like it literally the storyline. It felt like it
felt like a normal like total defense the
house show.
On a house show or on a Raw where you want a good rating for a Raw, so you put a total defense on the Raw show. You know, I'll take us obviously giving over all that sort of thing, but it's crazy. Obviously.
Average rate of the show. Does anyone want to have a guess?
1.8?
Nah, not that right. 1.2.
Fucking hell. Contrast of differences. 1.66 to be exact. I came in at 1.64. Martin, you came in at 1.5. Don, you came in at 1.8. He enjoyed it.
Somebody's got his own spreadsheet.
This spreadsheet is growing. That is for sure. This spreadsheet is growing. But that has been this episode of Hot Tag Reviews, all about the 1997 King of the Ring. We're back next time round for a WCW pay-per-view.
Bash at the beach.
Bash at the beach. Is that right? Yeah, of course it is. We went from one bash to another bash. That's right. So we're at Bash at the Beach, then Canadian Stampede next month. It's crazy that we've been doing this half a year already. It doesn't feel like it. Really enjoying the run. We've had to sit through some shit, but it's worth it to get together and to discuss it like this. Hope you're enjoying it as much as us. On that note, for tonight, I have been Rob Campbell alongside. What a rush.
I have been the 1 second jobber in a 2 second match. I'm a Johnson fanboy.
And I've been Daniel. What was that about Scary Movie 2? Cornfield.
Try the target. Nope. See you next week.
We'll get them next time. Thank you.